So this is my activity report, and I use this to see how I'm allocating my time and to try and correct things before things get too far out of control. Uh, One thing I'm notoriously bad at is dedicating my time to my work. Working from home for myself, it's always possible to stop work and do something else that needs my attention. Um, and you can kind of see that in the percentages and also in the trend lines for my work. If I click on work, just like that, there we go. The amount of hours per day really varies. I'd like to get more consistent with that. Um, the other thing that I'd like to do is bring my sleep down a little bit. I like my sleep, but I could probably peck away 15, 20 minutes from there. And without any negative consequences. So I'd like to work at that. Um, if I scroll out on this, it accentuates the trend lines. You see, there's my work. It's really going down um, lately, and my family time and my chores time is going up. And part of that is, one of my kids is sick and stays home from school. Well, there goes my work, and up goes my time spent with my family. The other thing is, it's mid-December, and going into Christmas, there's lots to get done. Plus, it's been snowing a bunch recently, so shoveling and playing outside in the snow with the kids has really bumped up the family time and the chores. Uh, that is what it is, but it's interesting how that's reflected here in the trend lines. The other thing I use on the activity report, I use the zeros and ones and that to see if I've missed any days of reporting chauffeuring. It's basically me taking the kids to and from school in the morning. Thursdays is swimming for Carson. Um, you can see I spend most of my leisure time watching it. I'd like to get that less watching and more reading. And of course, exercise. I'd like to get that's just dog walks. I'd like to get that more dedicated, and you can see during the week I usually have a nap in after all the kids are gone and Chris is off to work, and of course on the weekends there's no napping. Um, the other thing I use is these histograms down here, and it just gives me an idea of um, where my time is on these activities, the biggest chunks. And for example, work. I'd really like to see the sevens and eights grow taller, and the threes and fours and twos get smaller and smaller. Sleep, yeah, I'd like to see these shift more to the left, so the sevens and 7.5s is uh, grow, and these don't grow anymore. Leisure hours, the 1.5 and 2 hours, that's hockey games and movies, and I do like my hockey and my movies, but I think I need to start picking and choosing the days where I dedicate my time to that, and maybe switch those over to a little bit more work. The other pages that I use, if I go into my events and I look at let's say my coffee report, I drink a lot of coffee, and if you compare that with tea, I don't drink. I drink a lot more coffee than tea, and I drink my coffee earlier in the day and my tea in the evening. Um, and my ratios are, you can see there. Last month it was getting pretty crazy. Way too much coffee and not enough tea. Um, so I've been working on it a little. I got it down to 6.5 to 1. I'd really like that like 1 to 1. So I'll be working at that. One coffee in the morning, and then one or two teas in the one tea in the afternoon, one tea in the evening is probably going to be my goal for that. The other thing I use my event chart. If I make this smaller, let's see, and let's pull that out a bit, and you can see that fall asleep. I'm going to bed quite late. You see, there's my naps in the afternoon. It used to work for me better when the kids were smaller and being to bed earlier and I could get to work earlier. But You can see here family times extending to like 10 o'clock, 10:30, um, which is, it used to be 8 o'clock, right? And then I'd start work. So I'm going to stop doing my divided sleep, and I'm going to switch to going to bed earlier and working throughout the day. Because now that both kids are in school and daycare, um, this is actually the quiet time of the day. It used to be the crazy time of the day, and I used to, this used to be I'd nap with uh, Turner when he was home in a couple hours, and so I'm gonna switch that up in the new year, and I want to see my sleep chunks starting earlier, my naps disappearing, sleep 7.5 hours or so, and and this segmented work, trying to get work done here and there, uh, be the big chunk that replaces my midday. So I hope that gives you an idea of how I use my event logging to track my days and hopefully to make some better decisions going forward.